right now at 6. An area Catholic school will walk out this morning after a reverend admitted to sexual misconduct. Plus, the bearded bandit, credited with 9 bank robberies, has admitted to 1 more. And a war of words. We hear the Attorney General's response following the governor's press conference on the ILO contract investigation. It's Friday, November 1st. Good Morning Providence starts right now.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Well, good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. It's November 1st. Crazy to say. Cara Bailey and Ceci Del Carmen have the day off. We're taking a live look outside right now to start your morning. Beautiful skies out there. It's clear, just a few cars out there. And we're going to send things over to start off the 6 o'clock show with our ABC6 storm tracker meteorologist Kelly Bates. She's here with our first forecast. Kelly, what can you tell us about what the weekend has in store? Are we going to get some raindrops? I feel like we need it with all these fires going on.
You'd be absolutely right, my friend. In fact, the dry conditions that we have out there have sort of elevated us from the elevated fire risk to the red flag warning. That has to do with the front that's coming through today. And even though it will provide us with the slightest chance of picking up a shower or two, it's also going to pick up the wind. And that's the difference between an elevated fire risk and the red flag warning. So our current temperatures are in the 60s. Our average low for today is actually 40 degrees. So we are much warmer than average to start. We're even warmer than the average high, which is 58. Here's the cold front, by the way, that's coming through. And you'll notice as it travels from west to east, it's pretty much just drying out. It's giving clouds, sure, but a lot of that shower activity is sort of just dwindling. So it will give us a slight chance of showers about mid-morning. After that front goes through, once we get to the noon hour, we're going to do some clearing. But because the temperatures are so warm to start, and we're going to get a lag before the cold air behind the cold front comes in, we're going to do one more day with highs in the 70s before we take a dramatic drop for the upcoming weekend. Caitlin?
All right, thanks, Kelly. Now we know our weather. Now let's look at the roads. So we're going to take a look with our sky cam over Thurbers Avenue right now. It's 6:02 and you can see a lot more people are out and about. No backups there. We're also going to get a check on our drive times. You'll see on your screen right now. 114 northbound White Church to 195, 10 minutes okay there. 95 Route 4 to Thurbers Ave, which we just saw. 10 minutes. Route 1 northbound Kingstown Road to Route 4 split. 7 minutes okay there. We're not seeing any accidents or any reports of delays out there right now. Parents, students, and parishioners from St. Michael's School in Fall River are demanding answers following the removal of Father J. Mello. Now, according to the Roman Catholic Diocese of Fall River, Mello admitted to sexual misconduct with an adult parishioner after initially denying allegations months ago. Good Morning Providence reporter Laralyn Jackson has the latest for us here in studio.
Good morning, Caitlin. This morning at 11:30, students from St. Michael's School will leave their classrooms and join their parents and parishioners in a peaceful demonstration at the diocese office in Fall River. The demonstration comes after J. Mello, who's a father, he was placed on administrative leave. According to a letter from the diocese sent to the members of St. Joseph and St. Michael's parishes on Thursday, Mello recently admitted to serious sexual misconduct, which began while counseling an adult parishioner. Bishop DeCuna says that the letter was issued the following quote: "Because there have been a number of false claims, rumors, and confusions based on that belief, Father Mello has been unfairly placed on leave, and now this confusion is disturbing the school environment." However, parents say this information comes way too late, with many students and community members left in distress over his abrupt absence. With the diocese promising to conclude the investigation early next year, the community says it will not rest until more is done to ensure the accountability and support. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. In studio, Laralyn Jackson, ABC6 News.
All right, thank you, Laralyn. Cranston police have identified the man who was found dead by Tongue Pond. Now, according to police, 46-year-old David Rios was found dead off the Washington bike path near Garfield Avenue Wednesday morning. Rios was released from the ACI last week, and police believe he was experiencing homelessness. The medical examiner's office says foul play is not suspected. A Cranston man who robbed 9 banks in 2012 has admitted to robbing one of those banks again. 44-year-old Justin Worley, also known as the Bearded Bandit, pled guilty this week to holding up a TD Bank in East Providence on New Year's Eve in 2019, getting away with $12,000. He and his accomplice, Nicholas Lage, were arrested later that night at Bally's Twin River Casino in Lincoln. 2 years later, in 2021, Lage was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Worley will be sentenced in January. Now, it's been over a month since we've seen more than an inch of rainfall at once, as we've been talking about. The city of Attleboro says since June, they've gotten almost a foot less of rainfall than they normally do. City officials say its reservoir levels are a critical concern, and because of that, starting on Tuesday, the water department will begin operation of the Wading River plant in Mansfield. They say it's very necessary to start utilizing that plant in order to produce adequate volumes of water for both drinking and fighting fires. However, the city says in the past at the Wading River plant, PFAS, or forever chemicals that exceed state limits, have been detected. Governor Dan McKee and Attorney General Peter Nerona are exchanging barbs at one another. The governor held media availability Thursday, 2 days after the Attorney General cleared him of any criminal wrongdoing involving a lucrative state contract, but said McKee had a hand in steering that multi-million-dollar deal to a group with ties to the governor. Now, McKee claims the Attorney General has a political axe to grind with him and was out to get him. ABC 6 News reporter Ryan Medeiros picks up the story from there.
Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee speaking publicly Thursday for the first time since the results of the ILO investigation were revealed.
I'm happy to say that today is a good day for Rhode Island. For more than 3 years, my office has been operating professionally and effectively while under the cloud of allegations associated with the ILO investigation.
The investigation delving into whether Governor McKee steered a state education contract to the ILO group because he had personal connections with its leadership.
I think the report speaks for itself, as we say in the report, that the governor plainly interfered in the bidding process. And that evidence, from where we sit, can't be seriously disputed. That's what the report says.
Attorney General Peter Nerona confirming that, despite the evidence presented, McKee would not be facing any criminal charges. A day later, the governor responding to the AG's public accusations, questioning whether they were politically motivated.
While an attorney general is clearly and publicly campaigning against someone who is the subject of an investigation by his office, should that attorney general have recused himself? Peter Nerona had an obligation to recuse himself.
Even though both are Democrats, some political observers in the state believe Nerona may be considering a run for governor himself. And Governor McKee noted Nerona supported Helena Folks for the job last time around. In a post on social media, the Attorney General referring to McKee's press conference as dissembling, adding that the governor should wear Pinocchio's nose for trick-or-treating on Halloween.
The fact of the matter is, the crux of the allegation was false. You can't prove something that is not true. This issue was a political issue from the day one.
I'm Ryan Medeiros, ABC 6 News.
Multiple Stop & Shop stores in Johnston and Rainham have officially closed for good. This is part of Stop & Shop's plan to position the company for improved growth and longevity moving forward. Executives announced earlier this year that 32 of their stores that the company described as underperforming would be closing. Stop & Shop's Pittman Street location in Providence will also be shutting down today. Stop & Shop associates employed at the impacted locations will be offered other opportunities within the company. This morning, state and local leaders will be highlighting prescription drug savings for Rhode Island seniors. That's with the help of the Inflation Reduction Act, which Senator Jack Reed, Sheldon Whitehouse, Congressman Seth Magaziner, and Gabe Amo will be discussing today. They'll be encouraging seniors to maximize their savings by taking advantage of the current Medicare open enrollment period. Now, during Medicare open enrollment, seniors can compare coverage options and choose health and drug plans for 2025. That open enrollment period ends December 7th, and today's discussion will be held at the PACE organization of RI at 11 o'clock this morning. History has come to Woonsocket. The Federal Street Historic District in Woonsocket is now officially on the National Registry of Historic Places. There are 6 buildings included in the Historic District designation, including the YMCA on Federal Street. Other buildings have been used for social, religious, and educational purposes in Woonsocket over the years. This morning in Providence, Governor Dan McKee will join education officials and the Providence Public School District Superintendent Dr. Javier Montanez to announce Act 2 of the Art Reengages Talent in All Students initiative. The Arts Initiative awards $5 million in arts education funding in schools across the Ocean State. That announcement will be at the Hope High Auditorium at 10 a.m. The Nuestro Mundo Public Charter School will be hosting a bilingual ribbon-cutting ceremony today. The school's board of directors will be unveiling a brand new building housing the school's bilingual kindergarten. The ceremony and new building is in preparation to help students become global citizens and stewards of our environment by learning every subject in both English and Spanish equally from kindergarten all the way through the 8th grade. That ribbon cutting will be this morning at 11:30 on Baxter Street. And still to come on Good Morning Providence, with 4 days left until Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump have their eyes set on victory. We'll tell you where their focus lies straight ahead. Investigators are looking into what led up to a whale washing up on a Westport beach, what we know so far. And Kelly?
The weekend's going to be loaded with sunshine, but temperatures are going to be so much colder than we've experienced lately. I'll let you know if the below average temperature trend will continue into the week ahead coming up.
All right, what a difference a day makes. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6. We'll be right back.
I started screening for colon cancer because of my late husband, Jay. I wish he could have seen our daughter Ellie get married on the best day of her life. But colon cancer took him from us, like it's taken so many others. That's why I've made it my mission to talk about getting screened and ask people to share their reasons why.
I screen for my growing family. Being with them means everything to me.
I screen for my girls. They're always surprising me.
I screen for my son. I'm his biggest fan.
If you're 45 or older and at average risk, it's time to screen. Today, there are more screening options than ever before, including Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
Rhode Island's colleges and universities are at the leading edge of science and technology. On Election Day, we'll have a chance to build on the momentum by voting yes on Question 2, which invests in a new biomedical sciences building at URI and a new cybersecurity and artificial intelligence center at RIC. The future is here, right now. Let's be ready for it by voting yes on Question 2.
I'm Nancy Gillespie of Rhode Islanders for Higher Education, and I approve this content.
Shopping for new appliances? If so, and you haven't tried SnapTech Save, you are paying too much. Whether you're shopping at Lowe's, Home Depot, Best Buy, or a local dealer, you'll save the most with SnapTech Save. In your area, we partner exclusively with a retailer you already know and love, Wickford Appliance. Our direct partnership will get you the best pricing on all major brands. So don't wait. Visit snaptechsave.com to get started and keep more money in your pocket.
Since 2006, we've been your trusted partner for heat pumps, gas-fired heating systems, air conditioning, and ductwork. Whether it's installation, repairs, or 24/7 emergency services, our expert team has you covered, both commercial and residential. We proudly work with top brands like York, Mitsubishi, and Samsung to ensure your comfort all year round.
Call Ocean State Mechanical today for comfort you can count on.
All right, we have 4 days until Election Day. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump focusing on the Midwest today after several events in battleground states in the West. Trump says Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will oversee women's health if he wins. Harris responding with one word. That word, no. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
With 4 days left until Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump working late into the night trying to mobilize voters in the West. Harris slamming Trump in Las Vegas, Nevada.
This is someone who is increasingly unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance.
Trump in Glendale, Arizona at an event billed as a hurricane relief benefit, going after former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who endorsed Harris. Trump using violent rhetoric as he called Cheney a war hawk.
Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington.
Trump earlier in Henderson, Nevada, saying Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a vaccine skeptic, will oversee women's health if he wins.
He's going to work on health and women's health and all of the different reasons, because we're not really a wealthy or a healthy country.
Harris responding on X, writing, no. Harris at a rally in Reno, Nevada, reacting to Trump saying he will protect women whether they like it or not.
This is someone who simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to make decisions about their own lives.
Trump on the attack, pouncing on this comment made by billionaire Mark Cuban on The View.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple. They're intimidating to him. He doesn't like to be challenged by them.
Trump posting, he is very wrong. I surround myself with the strongest of women with the understanding that all women are great, whether strong or not strong. More than 62 million Americans have already voted. Across the country, data shows women outpacing men in early voting, 54 to 44%. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Now, in the final days of the race for the White House, polls show little change in several battleground states with really no clear leader. In Michigan, a new Washington Post poll shows 47% of likely voters supporting Vice President Harris compared to 46% supporting former President Trump. A CNN poll of polls was also close, with 48% supporting Harris and 45% supporting Trump. Those numbers are all within the margin of error. The race is also neck and neck in both Georgia and North Carolina, two key southern battleground states. A CNN poll conducted by SRSS shows 48% of likely voters in Georgia support Trump compared to 47% for Harris. And in North Carolina, the numbers are flip-flopped, with 48% supporting Harris and 47% for Trump. In Rhode Island, just over 20% of eligible voters have already voted. That represents roughly 165,000 votes. More than 40,000 are mail-in and 124,000 are from early voting. Early voting ends on November 4th in Rhode Island. In Massachusetts, over 73% of all mail-in ballots have been returned as of yesterday. More than 505,000 early voting ballots have been cast. Today is the last day for early voting in Massachusetts. Those totals represent nearly 30% of all registered voters in the Bay State.
ABC 6 weather brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
Well, we do have a lot to talk about looking ahead. First of all, item number one, we have a much colder weekend slated for both Saturday and Sunday. Today is going to be our last day of our current stretch where temperatures met or top 70. We do have a light freeze that is possible on Saturday night, as lows frequently across the region will be dropping to 32 or below in many areas, and that also includes the westerly area. Clocks also fall back on Sunday. Well, technically Saturday night into Sunday, you get that extra hour of sleep, and clouds and rain possible next week. We'll take a closer look at it too. Right now, our temperatures are weirdly warm. Our average low for today is 40, our average high is 58, and we're above both of those numbers as we're starting the day in the 60s. Our main weather mechanism is this right here. What this is a cool front, and it is making for not only clouds but showers. But you'll also notice there's a lot more showers when it's back here than when it's up here, and that's an indication that it's doing some drying. So yes, it will bring clouds. Yes, it will bring a chance of showers, but the chance for us seeing any showers is really slight. And it's only for the morning. As we hit the afternoon, we're going to see increasing sunshine, and temperatures are going to take this warm start and bring temperatures very quickly into the 70s. As we go to tonight, the colder air behind that cold front will begin to rush in, and temperatures by the time we get to tomorrow morning are likely going to be abundantly in the 40s, closer to that average low of 40. and highs due to sunshine through the day will once again be topping out in the 50s. It's as we go Saturday night into Sunday, look at this temperature drop. We're going to find many areas in the upper 20s or even lower 30s, like in Smithfield dropping to 31. We have the potential of seeing the freezing point come in the westerly area, and Newport even has the potential of dropping down to 29. And it's our wind direction coming in from the northwest. That means we all get pretty much uniform conditions. So temperatures are going to be running cool both Saturday and Sunday. We don't really turn them around until we get to Monday. But we do have other things that we need to talk about and address pretty immediately. First of all, we have a lot of available tinder out there. We've entered the severe drought phase for easternmost areas of Massachusetts. Basically, the Boston area north, the Cape, southeastern Mass is not there yet. But because that front is coming through today, and it's going to pick up a gusty breeze as it does, it has kicked us from just an elevated fire concern to the red flag warning. And that means fires are easy to catch, quick to spread, and difficult to contain. You are advised not to burn anything outdoors because of these factors, and that red flag warning is in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. Daylight saving time. Yep, this is the weekend. We get that extra hour of sleep. Other items that you can do when we do this every year: change the batteries in your smoke detector and your carbon monoxide detector. And it does move our sunset to 4:37 p.m. on Sunday. So those pre-5 p.m. sunsets are also about to kick in. Now, as we look down the road, know that this cool down for the weekend is just that. It's a weekend cool down. Sure, Monday's high will likely top out near 51, making it officially our coldest day of the stretch. But we will start a warming trend. As a warm front comes through Monday, it'll bring highs right back into the 70s. Caitlin?
Thanks, Kelly. Wow, we're kind of all over the map. Warm, chilly, back to warm. Thanks for those reminders, too. It's very important this time of year. All right, we're taking a live look outside with our sky cam over 146. It's 6:21 on this Friday morning. Can't believe it's November. People are really making their ways out there right now. We're also going to take a look at our drive times. They're going to pop up on your screen right now. There they are. 95 southbound, the south curves to Providence Place, 29 minutes okay there, same as earlier, as well as 146, 295 to 95, 7 minutes okay there. We are not seeing any reports of any backups or accidents at the moment. The carcass of a whale has washed up on Elephant Rock Beach in Westport. This is video from our Now Local News app. It was sent in by a viewer named David. David, thank you for submitting this. NOAA tells ABC6 News it was a humpback whale. Wow. And a necropsy was done Thursday afternoon. The results are not back yet, but of course, when we do hear them, we'll update you on all of our news platforms. Another animal story. Who let the goats out? Oh my goodness. The New Bedford Fire Department responding to Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford for a mother goat and her 2 babies in the street Thursday. Officials say a large dog was also hanging out with the animals. Firefighters were able to get a leash on the mother goat, safely getting her and her babies to Station 5. Animal control helped get the dog. The goats were returned to their owner. And it's 6:23, still to come on Good Morning Providence. In Newport, Restaurant Week begins today. Get your appetite ready. Coming up, we'll tell you how many local restaurants in our area will be offering some discounts. And if you're seeing a bunch of costumes by the Amica Pavilion, it's not a bunch of late trick-or-treaters, don't worry. Rhode Island Comic Con is here. When we come back, who you can meet for a photograph at the convention. That's next.
So I was dropping my son off at school, and bam, I got hit.
Nobody expects to be in a car wreck, much less out of work. Call me, attorney Rob Levine. You're a heavy hitter.
Yeah, Rob's a heavy hitter, and he hit a home run for me.
Call 1-800-LAW-1222.
Raymore and Flanagan's Veterans Day sale is on now with savings up to $1,300. Don't miss unbeatable deals like $1,300 off the Carson Power Sectional, $900 off the Coventry bedroom set, and $750 off the Castleton dining set. Plus, get it before the holidays with delivery in 3 days or less on thousands of items. You can also save big on top mattress brands or take advantage of financing and pay no interest for 72 months. Grab Veterans Day savings today at Raymore and Flanagan.
We make junk disappear by giving it a new purpose. We donate the donatables and recycle the recyclables. And any organic materials are taken for composting. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
A cold November wind blows the Buccaneers into... What happened to your eye? I told you, Ma. The Bucks are playing the Chiefs this week. Gotta go. Love you.
The SEC on ABC. Top teams take the field Saturday. First, rivals Florida and number 2 Georgia battle in Jacksonville. Then, conference-leading Texas A&M faces South Carolina. The SEC on ABC, Saturday at 3:30 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
They all wanted to have babies. But did this businesswoman finance her lavish lifestyle with their baby money?
Are you a surrogate scam artist? No.
Next, Inside Edition.
Inside Edition, tonight at 7:30 on ABC6.
Hi. I see you on TV all the time.
You a ball player? Yeah. The whole team calls her the mini heavy hitter.
You want to be a lawyer?
I want to be a winning lawyer like you.
Let me shake your hand.
Call 1-800-LAW-1222. The stakes couldn't be higher. The countdown to the 2024 election is on.
And ABC 6 News is your connection to the candidates, getting you the information you need, breaking down the numbers from City Hall to the State House to the White House,
so you can make an informed decision. It's your voice, your vote.
Watch ABC 6 News, your election headquarters.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. Halloween may have been yesterday, but don't be surprised if you see people dressed up like Deadpool, Captain Kirk, or Doc Brown this weekend. Today is the start of Rhode Island's Comic-Con. Starting today until Sunday, fans of all kinds, movies, TVs, and of course comic books will be head to the Amica Mutual Pavilion. The list of celebrities attending is fairly stacked, with Back to Future's Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd available for signatures and photographs, along with Giancarlo Esposito, Dean Norris, and Michael Mando from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Cole Sprouse, Jojo Siwa, Priscilla Presley, and even legends like Monty Python's John Cleese and Star Trek's William Shatner. Tickets are still available at ricomiccon.com. Also happening in Newport, Restaurant Week kicks off today. From now until the 10th, 65 restaurants will be offering dining experiences. Guests can choose from different prix for lunch at $20 or $30 and for dinner at $30, $45, and $60. Discover Newport tells us the menus will be offering seasonal flavors with locally sourced ingredients. For a full list of those participating restaurants, you can head to newportrestaurantweek.org. Also, the Newport Car Museum is looking forward to tomorrow and the Lamborghini Bull Run. The event is a gathering of Lamborghini owners starting from Boston and traveling down Route 4 to the museum, complete with a police escort. The gathering is to raise awareness for the Movember Men's Challenge, a month-long campaign to raise more awareness for men's health issues. The sports cars will reach the parking lot of the museum around 11:15 tomorrow morning. All right, you're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6 News. We'll be right back after the break.
From the colonial charm of a slate roof highlighted by copper craftsmanship to the unique design of a larger roof with a local Y, there's a reason people choose A1. No matter a customer's request, style, or desire, in southeastern New England, it's A1 Roofing.
Every day it's an honor to work for the people of Rhode Island, the people who teach our children and the parents who get them to school, the people who build our economy and defend our nation, the people who provide affordable health care and protect abortion rights, the people who protect our planet and our state. I'm proud to work side by side with you and for you. I'm Sheldon Whitehouse. I approve this message and I ask for your vote.
You need someone honest, someone who will work for you. Someone you can trust to be there and answer the phone. You can count on Ace. We answer the phone. Full service flooring, free estimates, fast turnarounds, all at the highest quality. We want you to love your floors. When it's time to make the choice, count on Ace. We answer the phone.
My name is Troy from Ace Wood Flooring, and I approve this message.
When their eyes light up, that's when I know I'm getting through. Question 2 means teachers can address each individual student's needs instead of teaching to the test. It replaces the high-stakes MCAS graduation requirement, which tells us who's good at taking tests, not who will do well after graduating. With Question 2, we can maintain our high standards and help students develop the skills they need to succeed in the future.
Vote yes on Question 2 for high standards, not high stakes.
As
As far as sales events go, this is the big one. The Toyota All-Wheel Drive-a-thon. Toyota has more hybrid all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models than any other brand to help you safely take on winter. You can get 4.99 for 60 on the all-new all-wheel drive Camry Hybrid with elevated design and technology. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance. This is the big one, the Toyota All-Wheel Drive-a-thon at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know solar is the most abundant renewable energy source available? The company you trust in roofing systems can also provide solar options to make your home the most energy efficient it can be. Call A1 Roofing to learn more.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. It's 6:30 on this Friday morning. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. Let's start with getting a check on the forecasts with ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Kelly Bates for what the rest of our day is going to bring, but also all eyes on the weekend, of course, Kelly.
Oh, no question about it. But between here and there, we do have a couple of concerns, starting off with the fact that we've changed the color on the map. We've gone from an elevated fire weather concern to the red flag warning. And what has made that difference is the fact that we're bringing in a gusty wind for this afternoon. So please keep that in mind. Outdoor burning is not advised. It will be very easy to start brush fires and very difficult to contain them with the winds we're expecting this afternoon. Our current temperatures are very much warmer than average. Your average low is actually 40. Your average high is 58, and we're warmer than both of those numbers across southern New England. Now, today we're moving in this cold front, making today officially what we would call a transitional day. We're going to go from one type of air to another. And that cold front, when it comes through, is going to provide some cloudiness through the morning. Mid-morning, it's going to give us a 30% chance of picking up a shower. But once we get into the afternoon, we're going to clear to sun, and temperatures are just going to take off once again, topping out into the 70s. That cold front does provide us with much colder air available for the weekend, and that's going to be the result. Temperatures dropping by about 20 degrees from the daytime high. Between Saturday and Sunday, not only do clocks go back, we have the chance of seeing a freeze in portions of southern New England. I'll let you know how low the temps will go coming up in just a couple minutes. Caitlin?
Wow, Kelly, freeze. You're scaring me. We've been very fortunate, though. All right, let's take a look at the roads out there. Skycam giving you a live look at the 610 connector right now. As you can see both ways, people are moving along, grooving to wherever they need to be. This morning it is 6:32 at this point, so people are definitely up and at it. Let's get a check at our drive times as well. 114 northbound White Church to 195, 10 minutes there. 95 Route 4 to Thurbers Ave, that's 10 minutes, as well as Route 1 northbound Kingstown Road to Route 4, the split, also okay there. Parents, students, and parishioners from St. Michael's School in Fall River are demanding answers following the removal of Father Jay Mello. Now, according to the Roman Catholic Diocese of Fall River, Mello admitted to sexual misconduct with an adult parishioner after initially denying allegations months ago. Good Morning Providence reporter Larilyn Jackson has the latest for us here in the studio. Larilyn.
Good morning, Caitlin. This morning at 11:30, students from St. Michael's School will leave their classrooms to join their parents and parishioners in a peaceful demonstration at the diocese office in Fall River. The demonstration comes after Father Jay Mello was placed on an administrative leave. According to a letter from the diocese sent to members of the St. Joseph and St. Michael's parishes on Thursday, Mello recently admitted to serious sexual misconduct which began while counseling an adult parishioner. Bishop Dacuna says the letter was issued in the following quote: "A number of false claims, rumors, and confusion based on the belief that Father Mello was placed on leave. And now this confusion is disturbing the school environment." However, parents say this information comes way too late, with many students and community members left in distress over his abrupt absence. With the diocese promising to conclude his investigation early next year, the community says it will not rest until more is done to ensure accountability and support. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. In studio, Larilyn Jackson, ABC6 News.
Thank you for that report, Larilyn. Cranston police have identified the man who was found dead by Tongue Pond. Now, according to police, 46-year-old David Rios was found dead off the Washington bike path near Garfield Avenue Wednesday morning. Rios was released from the ACI last week, and police believe he was experiencing homelessness. Now, the medical examiner's office says foul play is not suspected. A Cranston man who robbed 9 banks in 2012 has admitted to robbing one of those banks yet again. 44-year-old Justin Worley, also known as the Bearded Bandit, pled guilty this week to holding up a TD Bank in East Providence on New Year's Eve in 2019, getting away with $12,000. He and his accomplice, Nicholas Lage, were arrested later that night at Bally's Twin River Casino in Lincoln. 2 years later, in 2021, Lage was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Worley will be sentenced in January. And it's been over a month since we've seen more than an inch of rainfall at once. The city of Attleboro says since June, they've gotten almost a foot less of rainfall than they normally do. City officials say its reservoir levels are a critical concern, and because of that, starting Tuesday, the water department will begin operation of the Wading River plant in Mansfield. They say it's necessary to start utilizing that plant in order to produce adequate volumes of water for both drinking and fighting fires. However, the city says in the past at the Wading River plant, PFAS, or forever chemicals that exceed state limits, has been detected. Governor Dan McKee and Attorney General Peter Nerona are exchanging barbs at one another. The governor held media availability Thursday, 2 days after the Attorney General cleared him of any criminal wrongdoing involving a lucrative state contract, but said McKee had a hand in steering that multi-million-dollar deal to a group with ties to the governor. McKee claims the Attorney General has a political axe to grind with him and was out to get him. ABC 6 News reporter Ryan Medeiros picks up the story from there.
Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee speaking publicly Thursday for the first time since the results of the ILO investigation were revealed.
I'm happy to say that today is a good day for Rhode Island. For more than 3 years, my office has been operating professionally and effectively while under the cloud of allegations associated with the ILO investigation.
The investigation delving into whether Governor McKee steered a state education contract to the ILO group because he had personal connections with its leadership.
I think the report speaks for itself, as we say in the report, that the governor plainly interfered in the bidding process. And that evidence, from where we sit, can't be seriously disputed. That's what the report says.
Attorney General Peter Nerona confirming that, despite the evidence presented, McKee would not be facing any criminal charges. A day later, the governor responding to the AG's public accusations, questioning whether they were politically motivated.
While an attorney general is clearly and publicly campaigning against someone who is the subject of an investigation by his office, should that attorney general have recused himself? Peter Nerona had an obligation to recuse himself.
Even though both are Democrats, some political observers in the state believe Nerona may be considering a run for governor himself. And Governor McKee noted Nerona supported Helena Folks for the job last time around. In a post on social media, the Attorney General referring to McKee's press conference as dissembling, adding that the governor should wear Pinocchio's nose for trick-or-treating on Halloween.
The fact of the matter is, the crux of the allegation was false. You can't prove something that is not true. This issue was a political issue from the day one.
I'm Ryan Medeiros, ABC 6 News.
Thanks for that report, Ryan. Multiple Stop and Shop stores in Johnston and Rainham have officially closed for good. This is part of Stop and Shop's plan to position the company for improved growth and longevity moving forward. Executives announced earlier this year 32 stores that the company described as underperforming would be closing. Stop and Shop's Pittman Street location in Providence will also be shutting down. That's happening today. Stop and Shop associates employed at the impacted locations will be offered other opportunities within the company. This morning, state and local leaders will be highlighting prescription drug savings for Rhode Island seniors. That's with the help of the Inflation Reduction Act, which Senator Jack Reed, Sheldon Whitehouse, Congressman Seth Magaziner, and Gabe Amo will be discussing today. They'll be encouraging seniors out there to maximize their savings by taking advantage of the current Medicare open enrollment period. Now, during Medicare open enrollment, seniors can compare coverage options and choose health and drug plans for 2025. That open enrollment period ends on December 7th. And today's discussion will be held at the PACE organization of RI at 11 a.m. The Audubon Society of Rhode Island and the Yes on 4 RI campaign is inviting you to join them this morning. That's going to be for a family-friendly rally to launch Get Out the Vote efforts in support of $53 million in green bond funding. Rhode Island voters will be able to vote if they would like to approve this $53 million bond funding, which will improve waterways, farms, land conservation, and much more. That'll be listed on the statewide ballot on question number 4. Today's rally will begin at 11 a.m. at the Audubon Nature Center and Aquarium in Bristol. It's 6:40. Still to come on Good Morning Providence. Military officials have released a report on how an expensive military jet got lost over South Carolina. The details of that report when we come back. And as we move into November, some experts are saying October may have been one of the driest months in recent history. We're going to break that down with those details right ahead. And Kelly's here.
Well, we have a cold front on the way, and it's going to bring big changes, not only in our weather for today, but as we look ahead into the weekend. We'll take a closer look coming up.
Thanks, Kelly. And it's time for our question of the day. What New England city is best for a fall getaway? Boston, Massachusetts, North Conway, New Hampshire, New Haven, Connecticut, or Stowe, Vermont. You can scan that QR code on your screen or head to abc6.com/spotlight to cast your vote. We'd love to hear where you want to spend your fall days. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC6. We'll be right back.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Is clutter taking over your home or business? Powerhouse Junk Removal and Hauling is here to help. Our professional team handles everything: lifting, separating, bagging, even sweeping. No job is too big or too small.
I choose Powerhouse because they really do consider the client. They are accommodating. They're very respectful of the home, and they get the job done well.
We make junk removal easy and stress-free. Call Powerhouse Junk Removal today and let us do the heavy lifting.
Delivering for Rhode Island, that's what it's all about. That's why I'm so proud Gabe Amo's working for us. He grew up in Pawtucket, served in the White House, and was just elected to Congress. He hit the ground running, taking on issues that matter to you. He knows how to bring people together to get things done, and that's critical. Gabe Amo has the experience Rhode Island needs now, and I'm proud to support him.
I'm Gabe Amo, and I approve this message.
Discover the difference of a great night's sleep. Try all the top-rated mattresses at Raymore and Flanigan. Upgrade to the 5-star Tempur-Pedic Breeze and get a free gift card. Enjoy the ultimate comfort of the customer favorite Beauty Rest Black. Plus, get a free adjustable base. Or get huge savings on the highly rated luxury of Heirloom. All with free next-day mattress delivery. Our convenient financing plans allow you to buy now and pay later. So you can upgrade your mattress today at Raymore and Flanigan.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call D'Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
A cold November wind blows the Buccaneers into...
What happened to your eye?
I told you, Ma. The Bucs are playing the Chiefs this week. Mahomes, Kelsey, the defending champs under the lights. The loudest crowd in the world rocking at 142 decibels. This game is gonna be epic.
You work too much, sweetie.
Okay, gotta go. Bye, Ma. Love you.
It's your voice, your vote.
Watch ABC 6 News, your election headquarters.
ABC 6 weather brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
Well, the atmosphere over the Antarctic seems to be making a comeback. According to NOAA and NASA scientists, a hole that opens each year in the ozone layer over Earth's southern pole was relatively small this year compared to other years. In fact, the ozone hole ranked the 7th smallest since it began recovering in 1992. NOAA says the improvement is due to declines in ozone-depleting chemicals. The scientists say the ozone layer could fully recover by 2066. And now that we've made way into November, October has gone down as one of the driest months ever in United States history. As of October 25th, the average precipitation across the lower 48 was less than an inch. Only 5 months out of 129 years of records have ended with less than an inch of average precipitation over the lower 48. Now that's according to data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, otherwise known as NOAA. New York City and Philadelphia likely had their driest October on record, but with the start of a new month, wetter weather is on the way. According to the Climate Prediction Center's latest forecast, nearly the entire lower 48 is likely to have wetter than normal conditions in early November. And here to really talk about the weather, because she knows it far more than I do, my goodness. Storm tracker meteorologist Kelly Bates is here for what we can expect in our area and when are we going to see those next raindrops, Kelly?
Well, the short answer is later on today. We have a cold front that's coming through today, more specifically this morning about mid-morning. It will give us a slight chance of picking up a shower or two, but that's going to be it. We're looking at limited, if any, precipitation today. That cold front is going to provide much colder air available for us this weekend. So chilly that we have the potential of doing a light freeze Saturday night into Sunday morning. And that's also when we get that extra hour of sleep. So you get to snuggle in with that extra blanket. Now, clouds and rain are in the forecast for next week, but we're not looking at any appreciable signs of precipitation. No guaranteed days of rain. So it looks like our dry trend for us is really going to continue on. Our current temperatures are in the 60s, and for us this time of year, it's strange because your average low is 40, your average high is 58, and we're starting with temperatures way above that across southern New England as we're in the 60s. So we have this warm start, and even though we have this cold front that's going to come through, because of this warm start, our temperatures are going to get a nice little bounce as we hit into the afternoon, which means this is our last day of highs in the 70s. As the cold front gets closer to us, it is going to give us clouds. It's also going to give us, again, the slightest chance of picking up a shower that's going to scoot on through as the front does. Once we get into the afternoon, we're going to do some clearing from west to east as we bring the sunshine in with those lingering temperatures that are still in the 60s. We're going to get that jump into the 70s. Then we get to tonight. This is when the cooler air begins to pour into southern New England. Overnight, it's going to be dropping temperatures off into the 40s, and then we'll see them recover with a day full of sunshine only into the 50s. Then we get to the real chill. Saturday night into Sunday morning, temperatures in many areas will likely go below or meet the freezing point. As a result, we could be looking at a light freeze in many areas. And even though we're expecting sunshine once again for Sunday, high temperatures are going to be struggling in the 50s. Now, again, your average high is 58, so we'll be closer to that than certainly the blockbuster of 78 that we saw yesterday. But still, it's going to be chilly by comparison. After all, we've been in the 70s for several days now. Wanted to point out that our drought monitor, which is updated every Thursday, by the way, has bumped up eastern portions of Massachusetts to a severe drought situation and has also moved the northern border of Rhode Island and into central Massachusetts to a moderate drought situation. So we're definitely continuing to dry out there. One more thing before we stop talking about our cold front. It's going to pick up a wind for us this afternoon, and that's why we've gone from an elevated fire risk right into the red flag warning. The red flag warning means that brush fires are easy to catch, quick to spread, difficult to contain. No outdoor burning is advised at all during the time that we are in the red flag warning. And yes, this is a weekend where we take care of some business. Daylight saving time comes to an end. In addition to changing the batteries in your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, it's going to move our sunset to 4:37 p.m. So these are the last waning days of our sunsets after 5 p.m. So here we go. As we look into the weekend and beyond, we do have a warm front coming through Monday into Tuesday. So if you missed the 70s, don't fret. They're coming back for midweek. Caitlin?
Thanks, Kelly. Fall back, but gain an hour. I guess we'll take it. Some people don't understand why we do it. Maybe it'll change one day. All right, let's take a look at the traffic right now. Our Skycam looking over 95 at Branch Ave. Wow, a lot more people out there. It's 6:48 on this Friday morning, and everyone's on their way to work or wherever they need to be. And we're going to get a check on our drive times, see if any of drive times are impacted. It looks okay for both of them. That's 95 southbound. Those curves into Providence Place, 30 minutes, and 146 295 to 95, also southbound, 8 minutes. Okay there. This morning in Providence, Governor Dan McKee will join education officials and the Providence Public School District Superintendent Dr. Javier Montanez to announce Act 2 of the Art Re-Engages Talent in All Students initiative. The Arts Initiative awards $5 million in arts education funding in schools across the Ocean State. That announcement will be at the Hope High Auditorium at 10 a.m. The Nuestro Mundo Public charter school will be hosting a bilingual ribbon cutting ceremony today. The school's board of directors will be unveiling a brand new building housing the school's bilingual kindergarten. The ceremony and new building is in preparation to help students become global citizens and stewards of our environment by learning every subject in both English and Spanish equally, from kindergarten all the way through the 8th grade. That ribbon cutting will be this morning at 11:30 on Baxter Street. The U.S. military has released an investigation into how a fighter jet worth an estimated $100 million was lost in the skies over South Carolina before crashing without the pilot on board. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimber with more.
This morning, military officials are blaming the highly unusual crash of an F-35, which was left flying unmanned over South Carolina, on pilot error. The investigation finding the pilot made a, quote, inappropriate decision to eject from the $100 million jet last September, saying the pilot incorrectly diagnosed an out-of-control flight emergency.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected from the plane, so we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
That homeowner called 911 after the pilot parachuted into his backyard in North Charleston. The pilot also calling in the emergency.
We had a military jet crash. I'm the pilot. We need to get rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected.
Investigators say he'd been flying in heavy rain when his helmet display stopped working. He prepared for a landing but missed the approach, and after losing communication with the control tower, he ejected.
Has there been a report of an airplane crash?
I have not seen any.
The plane, equipped with stealth technology, wasn't found until 1 day later, more than 60 miles away. It had flown unmanned over South Carolina for more than 11 minutes before crashing into some woods. There were no injuries on the ground, but the crash caused property damage to private, forested land and crops. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
A former Disney employee is accused of hacking the company's servers to alter menus with false information. Now, according to a federal criminal complaint filed in Florida, Michael Schorer falsified allergen information and printed profane language. The complaint does not name Disney. However, a lawyer representing the suspect in the case confirmed that Disney is the company involved. The complaint says Shore was a menu production manager for Disney, but was fired in June for misconduct. He's also accused of using a bot to attempt over 100,000 logons to at least 14 Disney employees' accounts, effectively locking them out of their accounts. Now, he denied wrongdoing and said Disney was, quote, attempting to frame him. The complaint alleges Shore's months-long cyber attack cost Disney at least $150,000. We'll be right back with a look at your news on the go. Plus, Kelly will be back with your on the go forecast. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6.
Download the Now Local News app today and upload your pics and videos. You could see your very own story on the air and earn points towards rewards and gift cards.
Watch ABC 6 News first at 4 immediately after Hot Bench.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Banson. Thank you for putting your trust in the ABC 6 Storm Trackers.
At 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we'll remove any size mattress, just $89. All you have to do is point. Have a box spring too? We'll take both for just $149. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare. You get style. You get features. You get quality and thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare. In store or at mybobs.com.
Route 6 Auto Mall Kia in Swansea is having their biggest fall sale ever with 0% financing for 60 months and only $1 down. Lease a 2025 Kia Sorento S all-wheel drive for only $359 a month for 36 months at 10,000 miles a year. Route 6 Kia has a large selection of new Kias and always gives you a lifetime warranty at no charge. With good credit, a job, and $1 down, you can drive away in a new Kia today.
I'm a club volleyball player and I'm pretty good at it. You know, ball's in the corner and I fling myself and I get it up and everybody's cheering. It just feels so good. But when my feet hurt, it sucks. And it feels like both my sides are just like coming up and they're just ripping the middle of it. I told my mom and she took me into Good Feet, and now I could just run without thinking that my foot's tearing in half. It's way better. My name's Taylor and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
You know, there are thousands of families who don't have coats to keep them warm, but you can help. Drop off your gently used coats at our Jordan's Furniture store in the Warwick Mall. And your donation will help families stay warm this winter. Thanks.
At 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we'll remove any size mattress, just $89. All you have to do is point. Have a box spring too? We'll take both for just $149. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Well, welcome back to Good Morning Providence. Time for your news on the go, all your headlines, weather, and traffic. Students of St. Michael's School will walk out early today to join parents and parishioners as they seek answers on the removal of Reverend J. Mello. According to the Roman Catholic Diocese of Fall River, Mello admitted to sexual misconduct with an adult parishioner. An investigation into the case is expected to finish early next year. And today's demonstration will be at the Fall River Diocese office this morning at 11:30. Multiple Stop & Shop stores in Johnston and Rainham have officially closed for good. This is part of Stop & Shop's plan to position the company for improved growth and longevity moving forward. Executives announced earlier this year 32 of their stores that the company describes as underperforming would be closing. Stop & Shop's Pittman Street location in Providence will also be shutting down today. Starting Tuesday, the Attleboro Water Department will begin operation of the Wading River plant in Mansfield. This is due to the city's critical concern for low water levels. They say it's necessary to start utilizing that plant in order to produce adequate volumes of water for both drinking and fighting fires. However, the city says in the past at the Wading River plant, PFAS or forever chemicals that exceed state limits has been detected. And Kelly's here in the Weather Center.
Well, Caitlin, we are starting off with temperatures that are strange. We are in the 60s. Your average low for today is 40 degrees. Now, we do have a cold front on the way, and that cold front will provide us with clouds as well as the chance of some showers as we hit about the mid-morning time frame. It will clear as we go through the afternoon, bringing the sunshine back into the picture. It is going to be warm, but it is going to be breezy and still dry, and as a result, we do have a red flag warning in effect for southern New England through about 7 p.m. So outdoor burning is not advised today because any wildfires are going to be easy to catch, quick to spread, and difficult to contain. Looking ahead to the weekend, dramatic drop in temperatures as highs go from the 70s today only into the 50s for both Saturday and for Sunday. Caitlin?
All right, Kelly, important reminders. Thank you. And one last look at the roads out there. Let's get a check on our heat map right now. As you're seeing on your screen, a lot of green, which means good. Green means good. There's a little bit of that reddish orange that we saw earlier on Route 24. That's up in that Taunton area, as well as over in Pawtucket. That is on 114, but otherwise we haven't seen any reports of accidents or backups at the moment. We're just before 7 o'clock right now, and that's all for now. Good Morning America is coming up next. Be sure to join us for ABC 6 News at noon, and for the latest news, traffic, and weather anytime. ABC6.com is always on.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
For Southern New England, Friday night means football, and that means Pick Six is back, covering all the hard-hitting action from the gridiron.
Delivering all the hottest highlights, big hits, and scores featuring our primetime matchup.
Watch Pick Six on ABC 6, Friday nights at 11, brought to you by Bay Coast Bank.
Shopping for new appliances? If so, and you haven't tried SnapTech Save, you are paying too much. Whether you're shopping at Lowe's, Home Depot, Best Buy, or a local dealer, you'll save the most with SnapTech Save. In your area, we partner exclusively with a retailer you already know and love, Wickford Appliance. Our direct partnership will get you the best pricing on all major brands. So don't wait. Visit snaptechsave.com to get started and keep more money in your pocket.
Every day it's an honor to work for the people of Rhode Island. The people who teach our children and the parents who get them to school. The people who build our economy and defend our nation. The people who provide affordable health care and protect abortion rights. The people who protect our planet and our state. I'm proud to work side by side with you and for you. I'm Sheldon Whitehouse. I approve this message and I ask for your vote.
Stay tuned for Good Morning America, starting in 60 seconds, with the nation's top headlines and news from around the world, live from Times Square in New York.
It's time to declutter, organize, and protect with a complete garage makeover from DeStefano Brothers Concrete Coatings. Imagine your new, beautiful, durable, and easy-to-clean garage floor that will give you additional usable space.
It definitely makes a huge difference.
And DeStefano Brothers makes organization simple with custom-designed storage systems. From cabinets to overhead storage, you'll get the space you need. Take advantage of 0% interest financing for 2 years. Call DeStefano Brothers and schedule your free consultation now.
Drugs would get dropped off at the club so I could get high all night, work, make fast money, spend it on drugs, and go do it again the next night. I told myself, okay, I'm only gonna maybe do this for a few months, that's it. 1 month turns into another month, then another month, then another month, and you're just sucked in. I started to think, what if I died this way? Like, what if I was living like this